Welcome to Ellen Ruth Soap. I'm Ellen, and today we're not making soap or anything. I'm just going to be packing orders that I've collected. I videotape every once in a while when I get an order in, and I figured I'd bring you along as we pack some orders and send them out to you all, customers that order from me. I pack each order by hand. It's just my privilege when you place an order and trust me to send you things. It's just such a blessing. So thank you for ordering. I don't have international shipping at this time. I've had contacts from international people, and I'm so sorry. I think international shipping is crazy prices. It just kills me. So I'm still researching for better international shipping. I hope to offer it someday. But right now it's just the domestic, US and US territories is where I ship. So I'm going to do a pack and chat, and I will leave links for all of the products that I'm using in this pack and chat. So just come along, join me while we do this, and let's pack some soap orders. And chat video. I just filmed a bunch of packing videos along the way, and I figured I'd compile it all together for you and show you how I pack my orders. I do pack each and every individual order by myself, one at a time. I don't mass print out my invoices. I print them one at a time, pack one at a time. I really want to be thoughtful over each box, and I'm so thankful for each and every order that I get. It takes a little extra time, but I really am that thankful for the people that choose to shop with me. So I always put a little piece of candy in there. I've only had a couple people ask for no candy because they have health special requests, and that's totally fine. But I put a little piece of candy in there because I love you. So I'm using a flat rate padded envelope. I use most of the time, that's what I'll ship with. The exceptions being, if it's only 2 bars or less, I do first class, and that's cheaper. And if it's more than 12 bars of soap, I can't fit them in a padded flat rate, so I will go to a medium flat rate priority. For me, that has been the best prices that I can ship for, just categorically. I know so many wonderful international shippers. What I say to people when they want international shipping is please try to find a shipper in your country or in your region, because there are so many globally. I see them on Instagram all over the world. There are soapers in every country. Let me tell you about this little box that I'm putting my lip balms in right now. That is from Wholesale Supplies Plus. It fits 2 lip balms perfectly, standard size lip balms. And when I have 2 lip balms, I like to put them in there so they don't float around in the box and get lost. That's just a little extra that I like. So I always like to put a sample soap in with my orders. I try to get a sample of something that they haven't ordered so that I can, let them try something new. These boxes that I'm using right now, that 6x4x3 is probably my most used box. But again, that's for my bar size. What I suggest to people when you are asking, what size box do you use? What size is your soap stamp? Everyone wants to know my particular size. And what I encourage you to do, and what I did, is make your soap and measure your soap and find out what boxes fit your soap best. Not all bars are tall, skinny. Not all bars are standard size. So you may have a different bar of soap than I do. And, when you're making things like cupcake soaps or high top soaps or those kind of things, you're going to need a whole different size box. So knowing exactly what my boxes and bar or stamp size are doesn't really help you. So I suggest that you measure your soaps and you measure your boxes and kind of figure that out. And everybody's going to be a little bit different, and go with that. But what I do know is a padded flat rate envelope fits, let me see, I think it's a 9x6x4 is the max that you can fit inside one of those padded flat rates, and I may be wrong on that. There's something called a Scotty stuffer. It's a funny name, but it's a upright box that fits a padded envelope perfectly. And if you look on YouTube and look up what to fit inside one of these padded flat rates, you'll find the maximum that you can fit in there. So you don't have to use the box size I am, but I think that they are the best price that I've found to ship, because soaps are kind of heavy. If you go by weight, it can add up quickly. So anyway, here again, this is another 6x4x3. I think it's my most common size that I ship in. Most people order, between 3 and 5 bars of soap for their first time order. So this is the majority of what I'm shipping in. So, and it also fits my lotions, and each one of my lotions comes with a little wooden scoop, which I have. All of that is down in my Amazon store where I get those things. The craft crinkle paper I buy on eBay. I found the best price on there, so that's where I get it. I'm a bargain shopper, y'all. So if I find a good price, that's where I get it. I get my labels for my soaps and lotions and products are from online labels. That little colorful 5x3 insert, or I think it's a 5x4 insert postcard size that I put inside is from Vistaprint. I get my business cards and those little printed out flyers from Vistaprint. This little box here is from Wholesale Supplies Plus, and it's a very light cardboard box, but if you fill it up and stock it up with that crinkle paper and make it thick, I think they ship really well, and this is what I ship most of my first class orders in. So if it's under 1 pound, it's going to go first class, and then what I do personally, I offer flat rate shipping, and then I refund. If I ship you first class, I will refund the overage on shipping so that you don't pay extra. And these little boxes ship wonderful in first class mail. So I've been using them for a while now. I've had no problems. I tape them up on all sides, put the first class on there, and they are ready to go. So now I'm back to my most popular size, the 6x4x3. And that big stamp I got, again, I cannot remember where exactly I bought that. I bought it a long time ago. If I find exactly where I bought it, I will link it down below. I will also link some stamp manufacturers that I know to be good. But again, really just look at your logo, look at the size of your bars, the size of your products, and you don't need to duplicate exactly what I'm doing. You can, customize, and if you just Google, custom stamp, you will find a load of places that are happy to work with you. So I always put the invoice in there. I sign each invoice personally. I just want you to know how much I care. When you place an order with me, each order is hand-packed by me, and I'm so thankful. So I'm keeping on packing here, and this next box is a 4x4x4. And this one I can do up to 3 full-size bars of my size of soap in there, or a lotion and a bar of soap. It's just a nice in-between size box from the little one and the 6x3x4. And this can go either way. Sometimes I get heavy things in there and it'll go in the padded envelope, and sometimes I can ship first class. So I will weigh things that fit in this box. I will weigh them out, and again, if they're under 1 pound, they go first class, and then I refund the difference in shipping. So again, I just really encourage you, try not to duplicate exactly what I'm doing. Measure your products, figure out what works best for you. I don't know where you live, and there's so many different variables. It's a big learning curve. It took me a while to get my shipping situation, my shipping, routine down, and I'm still working on it and tweaking. Again, I hope someday to be able to offer international shipping that I don't feel embarrassed about the prices. But until that time, I'm just doing my thing, and I encourage you to, there's a learning curve, just take your time, figure it out. Don't try to copy anybody else necessarily, because they may have different size things than you do. So, a good ruler, measuring tape, and figuring things out is your friend, and Google is your friend. I did all of that, and so anyway, I hope this is encouraging to you. I'm just going to keep on packaging here. Let me just preface this by saying I do use these padded flat rate envelopes, and one of the reasons why I use them is that over the years, if you have shipped for any length of time, you will have had this happen where things get lost in the mail. Well, the padded mailers come with insurance, and for some reason I have had a much less incident of misplaced or misused packages in those envelopes. I'm not sure why that is. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not going to even hypothesize why that is, but I have had a much better track record of my packages getting to their destination unmauled in those padded envelopes. So I'm sticking with what has worked for me. So that's just been my personal experience. Sometimes there's just like a black hole at the post office and things go missing. It's a very odd thing. But anyway, I've had the best luck with those envelopes. That's what I tend to use. I will link down below. So those, let me just tell you, those padded envelopes and the little sticky squares that I'm using that say priority mail, those are all free from the post office. If you live in the United States or anywhere in the United States realm, domestic United States shipping, those are free. They will bring them to your house, ship them to your house. And so I use those, have them, I order in bulk, they come to my door, and then I have a stock of them ready to go. I think it benefits them because then I use them to ship my products, so that's why they give them to you for free. So there is a link. If you go to USPS.com and go to free shipping options, they will list you all the things, all the materials that you can get free of charge. And those little squares that I'm using right there, those are free. The padded envelope is free. And so that's what I use. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching.